Broklyn,
B R O O K L Y N, B R O O K L Y N, B R O O K L Y N, B R O O K. We wildin'. Okay, we wildin'. Okay, we wildin'. Okay, we wildin'. B R O O K L Y N. Back in the day, J Kid was the man, boy. Put the team on his back like a jam sport. D-Lo with the triple drop hand on. Roll full contact, this is a man's sport. County of Kings, really the Kingsborough. You know Crown Heights, so you know that sound, right? Brooklyn Bridges, Z-Dub defended. The Brooklyn Block Party, clacks and double digits. Got the ball plays clicking, the whole block is with it. Left a lot on the table, now we coming to get it. The shook one's gone, we too Brooklyn strong. Can't stop, won't stop from the Brooklyn block. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N, B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, we well. Okay, we well.
Just give me the ball, I'm fitting the score next. My J is all net, me and Jay we just all next. Getting back on defense, hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a rep, trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Make sure watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the Nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. To stir that or Millie rock like a fan do. That's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel.
B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N, B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N, B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
When you establish a culture, that's what you do every day. That creates one thing, that it's your identity. Alright, that's how you are seen by other people. If you work really hard and get 1% better every day, you're a competitive group. That means a huge fight.
Oh, what a move by Sharp, counting a foul.
Yeah, we back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't take me much convincing, man. But I can't ignore those clips be classic, man. Leaf got a clip where he had 1,000. We had 1,000. LM got a clip where he had 1,000. Like, it's lit, bro. Like, what y'all want me to tell y'all, man? Y'all gotta tune into them shorts, man. And again, man, if y'all don't know, I don't only do this for Leaf Super Chats, but I gotta say, man, Leaf been supporting the show with the most Super Chats. So I just wanted to acknowledge that because, you know, it's appreciated, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to, you know, let you know it's, you know, acknowledge it should be acknowledged, you know what I mean? So I really, you know what I mean? Thank you. I don't really have like a reward system and no shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, but I do know that you know what I mean, I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, word. That should be coming in handy. I ain't gonna lie, I was in a tight spot, man. That YouTube money came out. I thought of Leaf, man. I said, yo, man, I appreciate Leaf for all the super chats, man. I needed this money came through like a big dog. Like word, like, but yeah, man, it is what it is. We was talking about mad different shit, but y'all see the title, and I basically want to get to the content what I seen earlier about the journey. And in a nutshell, I feel like we always talking about the 2 years and how we supposed to play it, but we gotta see Cam Thomas. And this episode is about, because Leaf always said I'm talking about Cam Thomas. Now I'm talking about Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? We got to see Cam Thomas next to whoever we draft. They serious about who we draft. And I know some fans feel like they on the fence. They don't know if Cam Thomas is going to be part of the championship team. I, for one, do. You know, the title is a statement, not a question. You know, Cam Thomas should be on the Brooklyn Nets championship. I said championship. I meant to say championship, so I'll change that. but championship roster. Um, uh, but yeah, man, shout to Leaf, shout to LM. Thank y'all for joining the panel. Um, yeah, LM, talk to me, LM. How you feel about Cam Thomas? Me and Leaf pretty much at a stalemate right now. So you pretty much the media, you know what I mean? So what do you feel about Cam Thomas and building the championship roster? And do contrast, do Wemby, do what the Spurs are doing. Should the Spurs be doing more? Or should the Brooklyn Nets should be doing more what the Spurs doing with the relationship that Sean Marks had with the Spurs? I feel like he had a stronger relationship with the Phoenix Suns. And I really want him to have a strong relationship with the San Antonio Spurs, hence the 5
Mhm.
championships to 0 Phoenix Suns championships. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Right.
well, how you
I
feel about
I
all of this, Alan?
I think realistic. I thought that's why I was kind of hyped when Sean Marks came over because I thought he was
Mhm.
going to bring some of that expertise to the team. You know, he learned under Pop and those guys. So I was like, all right, well, if we got someone like that for Brooklyn, we might be set. But he ain't make all the right decisions, but he did make some good ones. He did bring the team out of purgatory with getting KD and Kyrie and DeAndre and uh got us draft capital.
What
So
would you grade that
I
trade?
don't
What would you grade those acquisitions right there? What would you put a grade on that?
on the
The
our picks
KD
now.
Kyrie, no, the
Oh,
KD Kyrie DeAndre Jordan acquisition. What grade would
I'll
you
give it
put
an
on it?
A plus. I mean, you do that every time.
But
If you got a chance to get those KD and Kyrie, you go and do it.
are you
I
putting
mean,
Harden into that too? You saying Harden's an A plus with it
I
too, or
don't.
are you
I
gonna put that
didn't.
separately?
I put it separately because I thought KD and Kyrie was the package deal until Harden just said he wanted out. I thought we was going to just have KD and Kyrie here. Like I didn't know Harden was going to join
So
the
so
equation.
hold on, LM. What I'm trying to get to just to get straight to it is how do we build a team like the championship Spurs? Like who's our Tony Parker? Would Sean Marks look at the Twin Towers and say that's successful? We need to do that. Does he got a lockdown defender in Bowen? Are we looking for a lockdown defender? Is Bowen Zaire? Like, do you see
It's
Why did you
any
choose the Spurs
similarities
though,
on
bro?
because
do
Because
you see?
Sean Marcus from that
Is
operation
from
Hold
the
everything.
Sean Marks is from the Spurs organization.
You can't do that
right.
though, bro. They had Tim Duncan, bro. You can't do that,
That
bro.
and that was
They
what I was about
drafted
to
him.
say. Like they drafted him, right? And then with Tony and Ginobili, like Ginobili was like a second round pick. So technically,
So
you
y'all
could
think
say
Cam Thomas is Ginobili?
Bro,
That's what y'all
bro,
saying?
do
they.
you believe you could keep a player on a team for their whole tenure of their career?
I mean, the only person we seen right now is doing that is Steph. Like Steph is the only person that has stayed on his team for his
So
whole
you have
career and probably gonna retire there.
so LM, you have to become an all-time Hall of Famer to be able to stay on your team.
Did you
Is that
see
what's
this
going on?
content? Did you see this content, Easy?
What's this?
But
Is this a
this,
trailer?
this is no, this is the actual episode.
Nah, I didn't see that trailer.
I watched the whole thing, but what I'm
Right, me
saying
too.
is
So hold
with
on. Now I
saying
just want to add to that. That's what they talk
Mhm,
about in this content. Easy. They talk about how and hold on to that thought, LM, because we're going to you next. They
mhm.
talk, but I just wanted to say this easy. They talk about how investing in the player. They talk about how the NBA. They said the NBA is like detectives. Like they really read into your life to see what kind of person you are. They had a set of stones, and one of the stones said grit. Like it's just a bunch of stuff in this video that you could see that you could take from and see that the Brooklyn Nets are serious about this draft. So to your point, yes, it is a tall ask to say a player is going to stay their whole tenure of their NBA career for the Brooklyn Nets. But I'm saying that to not necessarily say that part of it, but more of the model of two bigs or a big that is in place inside of the 3 point line, like a Duncan, who appreciated the midi off the glass, beautiful basketball. But at the end of the day, bro,
Breeze.
That's what I'm asking.
But
That's
Breeze,
what I'm asking.
Breeze, real quick, hear what I'm saying with that, right? Hear what I'm saying with that. When you say you're following that model right there, right? You in turn you are saying Tim Duncan because you can't have the Twin Towers if you don't have Duncan as one of the towers. So you made it. I remember the time of basketball Tim was playing in. So a double big lineup at that time, and you can see it playing out in the playoffs in certain matchups too. It's fruitful, but at that time, that was where it's at right there. Big ass 6'9" power forward, 6'10", 6'11", big ass fucking 7-foot center. So if you following that model, you're basically saying I need an all-time player at either the center position or the power forward position. There's no way around that right now.
I don't think it's that. I don't think we need to follow the Spurs template exactly. Like they Tim Duncan is 1-on-1. Like it is no one
No,
that
but
has been like
hold on.
Tim
No,
Duncan.
I'm not. That's what me and Easy, Easy and LM. Just I'm gonna say this to you real quick. It's more playing inside of the 3-point line. He don't have to be Tim Duncan, but we don't have no inside of the 3-point line offense from a big man. Nobody who can play with their back to the basket, and that's what Duncan did. That's what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is, in terms of Duncan the player, like if our best player is a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, or center, whoever it is, I'm saying we would have to get our Duncan in terms of a player of that caliber. He don't got to be a power forward. He could be a shooting guard. He could be a small forward. He could be a point guard or a center. Don't matter. But
How
what I'm
many Tim
saying
Duncans
is
is running around today anyway?
exactly. So the fact of the matter is, in accordance to what Breezy said in this thing, they are for the next two drafts are looking for a player that will impact this franchise for the next 10 to 15 years. That is for them, that is the goal. So in terms of the template of San Antonio, it's going to be pretty hard to find a Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony in the draft. Like, unless you really do luck out and you got a trio of that core, and on top of that, a good front office. Like, you're gonna have to really luck out and see what you
I want
got
to.
in terms of the players you get.
There
But
you
I
go.
want. I
realistically,
want to.
we
I
should
want
do
to say.
we should do things our own way. I
I
don't
want
think we
to. I
should be
want to say
trying to follow any
the
team.
only reason why you got asked that question because you the resident Spurs fan. So I mean, obviously they're gonna ask it. But I think we need to build our championship roster in our own way. We need to build a competent starting five.
Well,
That's full of
that's what I was about to get to.
that's full of players that are very skilled in their own way. You know, I mean, if we build a starting five where or every player could shoot, or every player could at least pace the floor and score in their own way, or get present one-on-one matchups and get some buckets, or pick and roll, or pick and dive, or pick and pop with the bigs, and then have our two guards that could call their own number, and then we got a bench full of shooters, bro. Like that's the way you could do it.
Yeah.
Or
Uh,
I mean, you could. I mean, it's
right.
plenty of ways to build your teams, man. But you have to build them and to cover the weaknesses of who your competition is going to be. And
Right.
you
And
have
our
to
best player
make
might
sure
be a
you have
wing. Our best player might be a three. Our best player might be a one. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it's going to necessarily be a power forward. It might be from any
Well,
of the positions.
I
But
will say that. I will say this: the championship resume, bro, like outside of Steph, is built around wings and bigs. That's what
right.
outside of Steph is built around wings and bigs, bro. So I don't see any premier two guards out here winning championships. I don't see any other premier point guards out here winning
But that's
championships.
what I'm saying, bro.
You don't think Edmund going to the championship?
Bro, the playoff,
I
the
mean,
teams that's in the playoffs
if
got
he can,
premier
it better
point
be
guard.
this year, bro, because they're gonna have to cough up some money, bro. Like, and they're gonna be losing some players.
I heard
Hold
that
on,
last year.
hold
I
on.
heard that
Again,
last year.
hold on. So
This year is a definite because Nas Reed is gonna be looking for a check. So I mean,
listen,
you're gonna be switching up the. Here's the thing about just to
listen.
speak on Minnesota before you go forward.
Go
Minnesota's
ahead,
gonna be
bro.
switching up their roster. Julius Randle is on the. He's looking for some big money. Nas Reed is looking for some big money. Even Jinso probably gonna look for another space. So it's a lot of teams that's gonna be looking different. The Celtics ain't gonna be looking the same as they looking right now next year.
OKC
So they
ain't
gonna
gonna
be
look the same neither.
okay. OKC ain't gonna look the same. So I mean, the teams that their window is a lot smaller.
You
Depending
keep on
on
saying
it
different
really,
like it's a bad thing. They could improve in certain
But
margins.
but
They
easy.
could.
That's the
They
point we were
could.
making as to why this draft
yeah.
is
They
important.
could.
The CBA ain't going to be allowing this superstar trading big three nonsense
Right.
no more. We gonna have to build through the draft in order to not go over the apron or none of that, bro. Like,
Right. And basically, in order
Can
for
I
a
finish
team to
my
win
point?
yeah, I'm gonna get to hold on. Basically, on for a team to win multiple championships, you're gonna have to win championships on a budget with a budget roster. I ain't
Wait,
gonna lie
hold
to
on,
you.
hold on,
Hold
man.
on, hold on. Again, hold on. Let me say why I brung up the Spurs, bro. For me, the reason why I brung up the Spurs is because the ties Sean Marks got there, and he seen winning there front row seat. So, of course, the NBA is got a lot of guard play in motion, and you see the success we had with guard play. See how good we could be, but it's still being one dimensional. If we could only score the ball and we could be great with all of the stuff that Lee said, right? Then that still makes us one dimensional. It does. And when we were the best, it was when it was KD and Kyrie because they two dimensional because KD played inside the 3 point line. He do both, but he get to do a
Right.
lot of it when Kyrie is on the floor with him. So I'm saying that to say I just think it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Why shouldn't a power forward be one of in a point guard? I was, but just for debate. I mean, not debate. For what I'm saying now is one of the more important things that the Brooklyn Nets is focused on in this draft. It should be a four that play inside the 3 point line. Everything ain't about being a stretch four. That's what I wanted to say more so. It ain't always about being a stretch four. It's about playing inside the 3 point line as well. But that's it. Go ahead. I was listening.
in this
Well,
NBA, it's hard pressed to say that. I ain't gonna hold you, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
the
the
yeah,
Nets
I mean, but
define
not
success with it.
in this NBA, bro. If you got two players that could put pressure on the paint, bro, and then you got competent shooters and competent 3-and-D players around them, bro. That's a recipe for you to make it to the promised land, which is the championship. Now, if you don't get it done in between that time, other things might happen. Injuries might take place, things of that nature, bro. But the recipe for that to happen is having two of your guys that could get to the paint and force the issue at any given time, and having your rest of your role players as money 3-and-D shooters. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's a good recipe to work with. I would like my bench to have a shitload of shooters, bro. Like the more the better. Like everybody come off the bench, get them some bitches up. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Bro, what type of NBA 2K formula you trying to present to everybody right now?
what
What
you mean?
have you
that's a
done?
two
Like,
That's not
K
2K.
formula.
That's not 2K. That's not 2K. It's a
bro,
team in the league it's a team in the league that has a bench full of shooters.
which team is that?
OKC.
Cleveland. They got a bench full of shooters.
The Cleveland team that fucking upchuck today?
Yeah, they
It
did.
hurts though, bro.
I mean,
Upchuck
I
today
don't
is
think
they
it's
got
more
hurt.
about the.
winning
I don't think it's
already.
more about the. I don't think it's about the loss, but they do
I
have
think it's about
shooters
the
when
loss, but they
the
got a bench
loss.
full of shooters. Indiana got a bench full of shooters. Like if you
The
look at their team
Celtics got a
from
bench full of shooters.
yeah, yes, like I mean, like look at these benches. They benches could be good with like just shooting and doing all the little things, but
Nigga,
premier
OKC
benches
got
they got
Isaiah Joe
shooters.
Wait,
coming
wait,
off the bench.
wait,
That's the
wait,
question I always tell people. I
hold
always tell people
hold
there's
on,
only one basketball. When you play, there's a certain amount of shots you get up in a game.
That's a
In,
fact.
in a
And
certain amount of minutes, everybody is not going to be shooting. Everybody can't shoot.
I mean, unless you're playing like the Indiana Pacers, bro, everybody ain't gonna be allowed to shoot. But you absolutely right. But go
But
ahead.
when you got a point guard like Halliburton, nigga, everybody gonna eat.
Everybody gonna shoot.
I mean, yeah, that's
hold on.
true.
To cut to the chase. My point is, it's not just 3-and-D. You need quality depth with people that are versatile. They can't just be people that just shoot fucking threes.
That's
and
when you
fucking
play your role.
You need people that could do multiple things on the court.
That's
we
where
may look at Boston as just a couple of shooters, but when we really start talking about them, everybody, especially that front five, if they go when you start going 7 and 8, everybody there can do multiple things on the court. So you need
Pritchard
quality
is the best role player in the league probably right now.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying right there. You need quality depth that can do multiple things on the court. They can't just come to the court and all they could do is shoot three, because at that point you can run them off the line.
I was only talking about the reserves. I was only talking about the reserves because when it comes to reserve players, I kind of dumb it down a little bit because it's not that much versatility coming off of benches these days, man. Like usually your bench is like mostly either full of shooters or specialists. You know what I'm saying? So you got a guy that can shoot. You got
talking about the
like
championship teams, though. We talking about the championship teams, though. The teams that won the championship, and even if you want to go further, the teams that played the team in the championship too as well.
Right. Yeah. We are talking about that, but I mean, if your team is lacking something clearly that nobody from 1 to 9 could exceptionally do well, like at least 2 people on the roster can exceptionally do well, then here go the problems. Then other teams could exploit that. But most of the counters, most of the things that you could counter react in this league is when you have a bench. Just to speak specifically on it, when you have a bench of like that can shoot and that can light it up very quickly, man. Because when they going up against other reserves and they going up against other benches, that's an advantage. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, not saying just threes. If they can shoot from anywhere, they might be cut and curl mid-range shooters. Somebody on the bench might be Marco Bellinelli. Somebody on the bench might be Sam Merrill. Somebody on the bench might be Sam Hauser. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
but how many benches did that or even got that right there? You don't see too many benches with like multiple.
Well,
people.
they don't. Like the reason why they don't do it from a coaching standpoint is because I don't think they do it because like you look at the playoffs, they go 8 deep. There's a reason why they go 8 deep. Because you want your players to get in rhythm.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You want them to get in rhythm so this way they can score, they can do their thing. People got the plays. Your 8 deep can play multiple positions.
The only time you go more than 8 is when you got a team that's moving the ball around on some Spurs.
Right. Or you blowing somebody out and you want the other players to get right.
Okay. So let me ask this question. You got your player. He one of your stars on your team. You want him in rhythm. Right now, he probably like I'll say 1 for 8 right now. He's struggling. You got to spark off your bench. You know, the minute you put him in, he's instant offense. He getting you buckets like that.
Right.
He's 3 for 4, 2 for 3 from the fucking 3.
You still gonna bring back that 1 to 8. Well, you know why?
No, but are you sitting your guy down or
yes? You still bringing back your 1 to 8.
No. I'm not sitting my guy down. I'm asking my guy to do other things. Yo, we got a man on the court that's hot with his shooting. Make sure he get the ball. Make sure we move the ball around and make sure he get more shots. It's like the hot hand. I'm usually trying to feed the hot hand in that situation, but
that sounds like a Cam Thomas role to me. Not
so quiet.
Not the star player, but the star player. Or that sounds like a good time. Yo, Cam, do your thing. Why this nigga do other things?
I'm watching this Cleveland collapse right here, and I didn't realize they would. I didn't realize they was up 118 to 119 to 112 with 57 seconds left.
They was up for most of the game.
They was up.
But with 57 seconds left, they gave up an
8-0 run. Yeah, they gave up an 8-0 run.
And guess who did the same thing? Milwaukee.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they got Bucks.
Clearly,
it's crazy they did it to the same damn team, though.
Clearly, whoever's hot in the playoffs is running. Can run.
Right.
They can run on anybody.
But
I mean, especially if you get in a good shooting rhythm in the playoffs, that helps too, man.
You can be hard to beat.
Like, hold on. That would answer my question about Cam Thomas role in the championship.
Right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. 9 players got clocked on that championship roster with the Spurs. Jordy Fernandez running 10-man rotation. Y'all talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I do think that we should.
Patty Mills was averaging 10 points a game, and he only played 18 minutes. Damn,
bro.
Which year was this? Which year is this?
This is
2014.
Yeah,
2014.
This is the championship year that fucking lit it up, my nigga.
Yeah.
Bro, this what we talking about. We talking about championship rosters.
This was a damn good team.
Bro, you
this is one of the best.
of the
This
top.
is one of the best
We supposed
teams
to build a
that
team.
won
We
the
gotta
chip.
look at the best, bro.
This is a team.
God
This is
damn.
easy. This is a team that won by committee.
That
No. This is a team that won by committee, though.
Mitchell in the rim.
Listen, hold on. Let me say this. Let me please get this soliloquy out. He ran a 9-player rotation, and these guys wasn't just getting
Wait, hold on. Go to the playoff stats, bro.
Hold on, and they got clocked, and and on top of them getting clocked, everything don't show up in the box score. So let me not cheat you guys.
Yeah. Go to the play. Click on the playoff thing. I just want to see what the playoff
I
stats.
got you. Hold. Let me just finish the soliloquy, please. And basically, what I'm trying to show y'all is same thing with the Pacers. You know, everybody's saying they overrated this and that. Look at how many guys get clocked. This is why they could have the fastest pace in the league. They could have the fastest pace in the league because a lot of guys get clocked and they know the script. They know what to do and they do it. And again, I'm not saying that they coach is Coach Pop. Let's slow it down. But I am noticing similarities. And one of the similarities with the here you go, Leaf. One of the similarities you get with the championship rosters or teams that's very competitive in the playoffs is the 9-10 man rotation. That's I said all that to say that. Go ahead, yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the playoff stats, bro, on this roster, and they look even just as impressive.
I haven't seen a 10-man rotation,
bro.
Can we
go down this roster, my nigga? Like, are you serious, bro?
Yeah, they have a great team.
Are you serious, bro?
These are competent players, bro. Like,
that is exactly my point, bro. What the?
But you're looking at it after it's done.
I mean.
When it was being,
wait, easy.
But they built it.
Easy.
No, I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You gave this game away.
Easy. If you look at if you just looking at the stats alone, you could tell this is a win by committee championship roster.
Yes,
like,
it is.
I don't need to look at the stats. I'm looking at the names, bro. I recognize these, bro. Danny Green, Danny Mills. Yo, come on, bro. All these, yo. My point is, right, to cut through beat around the bush, cut through the bush.
Right.
Bro, the collection of talent that's on this roster, bro, this is the top of the top right here. Bro, shooters all around, multiple competent guys. And at the time, they was in they prime of shooting, bro. This is a collection of high-level role players, talent on talent. People butted into who they are. People still holding up to what their talent is. Bro, that's
only
really Danny Green ain't been the same since 2014.
No.
That was the best version we got.
That was his best year. He was shooting career numbers from the three, bro. Come on, bro.
But technically, when you look at this roster here,
this roster is elite, bro. Elite.
Yeah, you absolutely right. Their roster is elite,
but when you look at the roster,
I
only
think
of them.
What made that roster work was the fact that they all bought into a shared a ball system. Bro, like I think if you go back to that, just that
though, so we know that about them already.
As a team, they average 25 assists. Average a team,
the truth, yo.
San Antonio has never been a isolation type team. They've always been a team of we spread the ball around. What we pass.
We're gonna run this set right.
We're gonna run this set. And it's been a winning formula.
The half court team, a lot of teams.
It's definitely
been a winning formula for years.
For a while.
It's definitely been a winning formula. But like, I think the main concept is that 1 through 8, your guys got to be on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta have shooters. You gotta have great players, man.
You gotta have a certain amount of players and versatility and guys that's gonna come in the game. Get some the reserves got to come in the game and get some good minutes. Make sure your starters get rest and things like that, man. Shout out to what was it? Is it Austin Day? Because he be on PC, bro. Like shout out to him. I didn't even know he was on that team. He was on that team. He got a ring, but shout out to him.
And if you're looking at the team, they also got length. They got length. They got size.
They got size. They can move their field. Come on, son. My point is
defensively. I think the only team I've seen better than them is probably Toronto.
Hold on.
with
Leave.
Kawhi.
Go ahead, Easy. Go. I want to say something after Easy. Go ahead, Easy.
Real quick, my point is though, if we're gonna compare like our team to that team right there, like if we trying to aspire to be that is a high level elite team, bro. That is going to be so difficult to accumulate all that kind of talent on that team.
Difficult, yes, but impossible.
Hold on.
No, I don't think
not
it's impossible.
But that is,
bro,
that is damn near improbable. Real quick, Brees. That team was there even the year before, so that was even a 10-year team. So they even got lucky because more times than not, you can't keep that level of talent together for so long. That's when the CBA was totally different, bro. So they were supposed to win that year when Miami came back. They lost. They was able to keep that team and run it back for revenge. Bro, the NBA is fluid, bro. We can even have that kind of talent and still lose. And, we could be like, we could run that team back. No, we can't keep all these niggas.
I think the only person they replaced,
bro. That's
I think the only person that they replaced was Gary. It was Gary Neal. Gary Neal was the only person they replaced.
What I wanted to say is the similarities, and this is the Pacers tonight. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double digits, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys with double digits in minutes. So this is, I'm just student of the game. Like, this is how they keep up the pace. They give guys rest when they need rest, so they could be loyal to the pace of the game. Which is funny because that's they name.
Y'all giving the Pacers too much credit for this win, man.
No.
The only reason why I'm saying that. The Cavaliers gave this game away. The Pacers didn't do nothing
bro. No, that's the point about Halliburton.
Donovan Mitchell had 48, bro. He was playing his ass off,
bro. Did you watch the last 7 minutes?
Yeah, I watched the last 7 minutes.
They gave that game away.
Hold on, listen. What I'm saying is, it's a 9-man. Look at the rotation tonight. This is a lot of these guys is playing. Everybody played. So everybody got rest. They out there fresh.
Hold up, time out. Taj Jerome shot 1 for 14. He ain't no starter. That's they need Darius Garland back.
You was praising
off the bench, bro. Like not bro. Hold up, time out. Let's be clear.
They able to start that nigga?
No. But we got to be clear what happened here.
They gonna start Amani Bates.
Cleveland took the court without Mobley, DeAndre Hunter, and Darius Garland tonight.
Right.
So the fact that they blew
and they
that
still
game,
was supposed to win this game because
they
threw that game away. They turnovers with 8 up by 8. They bugged out.
Donovan Mitchell had 48. He shot 17 for 21 from the line. And they lost this game, bro.
But Jay, I think the thing is, you're right. They was supposed to win, but I think for the Pacers side, them niggas was like, "Oh, y'all fucking up. All right, let's take advantage of that." Mathurin, go do what you do. The Halliburton, go do what you do.
The Pacers missed like 3 or 4 clutch free throws.
But they were playing They was playing defense though.
Facts.
And they rebounded too.
And it was rebound. I'm telling you, Siakam and Miles Turner is causing them niggas problems.
Yeah, them two are causing problems.
They're causing them problems, bro.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, LM. I thought it was gonna be the other way around.
No, but you know what? They came
into
the series.
Mobley. They don't got Mobley.
Mobley played game 1.
The problem with this game is that Dean Wade and Ty Jerome was in the starting lineup. They are not starters on this team, bro. Like, and it's clear from the numbers, bro. Like, they are not getting it done.
Well, no, they're not. They haven't.
They are not starters.
They're not starters.
I would agree, but Mobley was
next stream. He said Cavs can't win without Garland. I'm with you, Claude. I
agree.
They can't win. They can't win without Mobley or Hunter.
No, they need Mobley too. Mobley had a great year.
Yeah, but the fact that everything look at what Donovan did, bro. You trying to tell me he don't miss Garland the most?
Yeah,
like
he do. He did not. Garland is well missed on that team, because the thing is that now Donovan Mitchell got to play basically guard in the 2, bro. He got to take the shots and he got to set the tone for everybody else. He out here going for 40, going for 30 and 40. and they still losing, this series might be over, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna hold you. They should have boxed out because the fact they let Halliburton get that rebound.
They let Halliburton get a rebound,
work.
bro. Like, which is nasty work, bro. This series
Listen.
might be over, bro.
They
Listen,
could go in the road
hold
and
on.
tie it up.
Listen, we gotta have a real conversation about the Pacers, man. Because y'all don't give them credit. They lost the Cleveland Cavaliers. They was home twice.
Right.
Yeah.
They was home twice.
Wait, hold on.
Nigga, they kind of a young team too. Halliburton only 23.
No. Hold on. Breeze. So you're gonna give the Pacers credit for playing a team that's injured?
Bro,
well,
they just got injured.
Wait. Hold on, Breeze. Before you answer that, think about all the shit you said about the Bucks versus the Nets.
Okay.
With the injuries?
So
yeah.
So you gonna give this Pacers team credit for playing a team game one they missing they lead guard 20-7, and then next game they missing they got off the bench 6-man 20-7 still missing, and now they DPOY.
So you saying the Cavs can be like, yo, we was missing
Hold on. Let me answer. No, I want to answer that.
It's a Mickey run, my nigga.
I would like to answer that right now.
What we doing? It's a Mickey run again.
You asking
Mickey run for who?
Listen. Hold on. You asking me the question? I said yes, but I have a soliloquy with it. Yes. The reason why is because of the rotation, bro. They got the fastest pace in the league. If anybody's running a risk of injury, it's the Pacers. But it's because they are strategic with their timeouts and substitutions to make sure that they keep pace. And if guys get tired, they sit them on a bench. Everybody's getting impactful minutes, bro. If Kenny, hold on. If and at the end of the day, you know, as a Nets fan, this is hard for me to say. But if Kenny Atkinson is getting out coached by that Indiana Pacer coach, Rick Carlisle, it just is what it is, bro. But that's what I'm seeing, bro. Kenny Atkinson,
especially since that nigga won Coach of the Year too.
Yeah.
Hold on. He just won Coach of the Year.
No. Let Easy stand on that. So hold on. You don't think that he got out coached Kenny Atkinson? Is that a stretch?
No. You're right about that. Kenny Atkinson is getting shown up in certain spots on this playoff series. He getting shown up even with all the shit that going on with the team. He getting shown up because at the end of the day, you're still in the field. So even with all that shit going on, you still gotta adjust it. At the end of the day, you had a lead and you blew it. So like you could go all that. But I'm saying though, once again, to fuck around the bush and go right straight to it. This is a Mickey run for the Pacers. Once again, they got a fucking injury fucking before you say no, it ain't. Think about what you done said about the Warriors.
I'm explaining why.
Wait, hold on. Think about what you done said about the Warriors multiple times. This is a Mickey run again.
It's different. Wait,
hold on.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Hold on.
Go ahead, finish.
I'm not saying the Pacers is not a good team. I'm saying this is a Mickey run again, and we don't know exactly what this team is until they go against a real competition. When we saw that last year when they played against Celtics and they got their ass whooped.
They was playing a full team in game one. The whole team was healthy.
No. Darius Garland was healthy. Darius Garland was healthy in game one.
That was one nigga. That was one dude compared to three niggas.
Bro,
Darius Garland was averaging 27. You missing that? But the reason why this not a Mickey run because Indiana comes into came into every series after round one with no advantages, bro. They don't have the best player in this series. The Cavs do. They don't have a 60-win team. The Cavs do. They are not the number one seed. The Cavs are. Like when they played the Knicks last year, bro, they was down 2-0 dead in the water. The Knicks should have got rid of them in 5. If you really want to keep it a buck. The Knicks kept them a lot. It was the Knicks' fault that they came back in that game and stayed alive, just like it was of the Cavs' fault that you blew a damn lead. A 7-point lead with less than a minute left. That's the Cavs' fault. You gotta win that game. You up by that much. You gotta win that game.
You gotta play the whole time.
Donovan Mitchell is playing his ass off. He had 48. He was about to have 50. They should have won that game tonight. This has nothing to do with Indiana being
the Pacers.
The Pacers are not giving up.
No, they don't give up.
quitting.
They don't give up.
They're not quitting.
They don't quit. They don't quit. They keep playing to the end.
I can't say they got dogs on that team too.
They got dogs on the team. That's the word. That's the word.
Easy. Another reason why. Another reason why I can't say this is a Mickey Rock because Indiana doesn't have the advantage in no series.
None. They don't have a superstar.
Donovan Mitchell in the rim.
Hold on,
Smith put Donovan Mitchell in the rim on a putback dunk. That shit was crazy.
Word.
No, listen. The Pacers.
Hold on. Time out. What's G about that? Jay is they was both at the 3-point line together, so they was like assignments. Like that's your assignment, that's my assignment type shit. And he just beat him to it.
And Neesmith put him in the basket.
Put him in the basket.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, real quick, Jay, not to cut you off. Real quick. Put player one comment up. That is my point right there. Don't go any further. Let's stay in this vacuum right here. His comment summed it up all right there, where he explaining what the Pacers done went through right here. We can't give other teams pass. Like I said, the Pacers are a good team. I'm not taking credit away, but we have to look at the runs they are going on right now. Let's stop playing, bro. Stop playing.
How is it they thought that niggas can't stay healthy?
Listen.
But we still got to call it for what it is, though.
Easy.
It's not they thought niggas can't stay healthy.
I'm not blaming them for that, though. But it's still what it is.
Hold on. Let me say this. Hold on.
Take it away from them.
Easy. What I'm saying is,
I'm not taking it away from them, though, Scott. I give it to them.
Right.
My fault, Breeze. My fault.
No. What I'm trying to say to you is basically, bro, in this far in the season, with the refs adding or allowing the physicality,
right,
bro, it is what it is, bro. And at the end of the day, certain teams is built for it, and some of them are not. And we see that in the playoffs. And hold on, at the end of the day, you can't ignore the basketball gods. Giannis, he want to get that stink on him so bad. He bought a house in New York. They like, bro, he want to make right the way he did with Kyrie. Hold on, you said, you can't do that about the injuries, bro. When we took that injury, but at the end of the day, my soliloquy stayed the same. Yeah, I think he injured Kyrie intentionally. That's on me. Now, I'm saying that to say that's an opinion, right? But at the end of the day, that's not what happened with the situation with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers.
Breeze always thinks somebody trying to come at him. I'm not trying to come at you about.
No, I ain't saying you coming at me. I'm not saying that.
But I'm not coming at the point about you saying that Giannis injured Kyrie intentionally. I'm not coming at that point. I
want to go back to that Bucks series last year, bro. First and foremost, Dame put up 50 on them in game 1, bro, and we all thought the series was over. Nobody had no faith that the Pacers could win that series.
And then he got hurt, bro.
Yeah, okay, he got hurt. But listen. No, everybody. The Pacers wasn't. It wasn't like the Pacers was dominating. They a mid team. Even though they won 50 games this year, they're a mid team. I can't call it an easy run for them. Because they managed to come back in the series, bro. That they were down in. Wait. Let me continue. Wait a minute. Let me continue. Let me continue.
Same way I was trying to get him to let you finish. Let him finish.
Let me continue. You go to the next series after that. The Knicks had them up 2-0 in a hole. They gave up a game tying 3 from Nembhard, bro, and then they got injured as the series went along. That series is supposed to be over in 5 games. Anybody that can tell you that Knicks team had them dead in 5 games. Nobody seen the Indiana Pacers going into Madison Square Garden and shooting 68%. Nobody saw that. Don't nobody have the Pacers doing anything. So this whole notion that they had an easy run and now look at this. Dame injured in 2025. The Bucks was dead in the water anyway. Nobody can believe they can play.
We being subjective. And we haven't. No.
I agree with you, Easy.
No. We being subjective, and now we having revisionist history now at this point now, because now all of a sudden the Pacers is a mid team, even though they was performing well last year too. No, bro, we're not going to do this right here, bro.
I don't know why we're doing. I don't. Wait. Can I say something?
Hold on.
Can I say something?
Let Scott go.
Yeah, let me say something.
real quick,
everybody
Tyrese
looks.
Halliburton was in all NBA talks last year, bro. Don't do that, bro. There
No,
was a
that's
good
you
team
and me.
last
So
year,
let
bro.
Scott say something. Let's
My fault. Go ahead,
I
Scott.
just
Go
wanted.
ahead,
I just
Scott.
wanted to
Go ahead,
say this
Scott.
one thing.
Go
The
ahead, Scott.
Pacers have shown over and over again when they get to the playoff, they are a different team. Rick got them playing different ball. These teams see them in the regular season. Oh, we're going to blow through them. And then when they come to the playoffs, that's not the same team. They playing a different system. Rick got them running. He just said run. Everybody got to run. He plays his whole team. They playing team ball.
That's a fact.
So
My nigga, it's to the point. It's to the point where
Hard to beat a team that's playing team ball in the
but
playoffs.
also
Hold on,
when you got Halliburton.
Hold on. Go ahead, Ellen.
I'm so when you got Halliburton, when you got your star player who can give you 15 assists and don't give a shit if he scored 30 or not. He want his niggas to eat.
Yeah, everybody.
So when you got that dude in controlling, everybody on the team is like, oh yo, we got our guy. He gonna find us whenever.
So somebody goes down, he can still feed other players.
Right.
Exactly.
And the whole team is running. Yo, Pacers are playing just like they did last year. They're going to upset some teams.
Real quick.
They are dark horse.
Let me just address this comment real quick because Osmosis Jones said, why I'm repping Indy. I'm not repping Indy. If anything, I'm doing the exact opposite, my nigga. Hold on.
Yeah, I know
bro.
that. I know that.
Bro, I'm not taking credit away from Indy.
I know you're not.
And you play who you got to play, and whatever happens to that team, it is what it is. You do what you got to do to get where you got to get to. But at the end of the day, we, as the people looking at the game, we can acknowledge it for what it is, bro. You cannot say star players and integral pieces to a team getting hurt or in and out the lineup repeatedly for multiple years, and you can't tell me that ain't a Mickey run. But we gonna look at other teams.
Cleveland had that game won. Cleveland had that game won.
Regardless of what it is, bro.
Easy.
Regardless of what it is,
the Knicks had that series won last year, bro. With injuries or no injuries, bro. Like they lost, bro.
Regardless of what it is, bro. Jalen Brunson got hurt game 7. He could have took it home, bro. Jalen Brunson got hurt game 7.
It wasn't supposed to be a game 7. They were supposed to end that series in 5.
That's what it is. Indy won in 7, bro, and Jalen Brunson got hurt in game 7.
Yo, hold on, bro. Hold on.
So he got hurt. That's Indiana fault, bro. Like
I'm not taking credit away from them, but it is what it is. We can't deny the fact.
Hold on.
So they probably the better team.
It's not like it's the Warriors. The Warriors was clear a better team than everybody they played.
Hold on, yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is, for one, I seen those games, and Indiana hit some big time shots. And on top of that, remember, they didn't just piece this like a microwave system, bro.
Nope.
Some of these players are drafted. You know, Mathurin is drafted. I think Nembhard is drafted, or he came there as a pro. Him.
Nembhard, Miles Turner.
What about Neesmith?
Neesmith, yeah.
Neesmith is not drafted. He got.
I don't think he got traded or somebody.
No, he was on Boston. He was on Boston.
But my point is, before they became competitive, those group of guys became a core. They was together for like a year or two, like 2-3 years before they became.
Neesmith got there last year.
Nigga, Miles Turner been a Pacer since he was 19.
Yeah.
Neesmith got there last year. He got there last year.
Hold on.
Miles Turner is the longest tenured Pacer on that team.
Right. So hold on. Let's slow it down, LM. Let's look at what they did. You said he the longest tenured player. So he went through what, 2 contracts with the Pacers, 3 contracts with the Pacers?
I don't know how many.
But he went through a lot.
He been there since 2015, bro. Like he been there
probably at this point, at maybe 2 contracts going up to 3.
Right. So
what I'm saying then they might re-sign him again.
Right. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's kind of like what we would have did if we would have not necessarily built around Miles Turner or built around Brook Lopez, but if we kept Lopez and really tried to build a team around him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a great talent. He was a drafted player. But I'm saying that to say Miles Turner stayed for mad long, and now they competitive, bro. He the one who probably enjoying the most success out of the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, finally we competitive. You know what I'm saying? I've been with this team for mad long, and
he's still in his
I'm saying the
20s.
Brooklyn. I'm saying that I want the Nets fans to sing that same song. Y'all so willing to trade players. What if there was a player like Cam Thomas, hypothetically? They don't have to be him. It could be a different player. And we just kept him over the years the same way that the Indiana Pacers kept Miles Turner. Is the Indiana Pacers wrong for keeping Miles Turner because they wasn't competitive before that? Yeah, it probably made sense for him to be in trade conversations, but they were shy to just give him up for nothing. They knew his worth.
I mean, but they knew his worth, and Miles Turner, bro, has always been somebody that can stretch the court and block shots. He can do something on both ends of the court, at a good enough level. But let's
Yeah,
not
stretch four.
make he stretched 5 actually. But let's not make the mistake and recognizing what this team was doing from the year before and the year now. This time last year they got Siakam at the deadline. This time last year they got Neesmith at the deadline. This time a few years ago they got Halliburton in the trade. They got Obi Toppin in the trade. It's a lot of players outside of Miles Turner. It's a lot of and Ben Mathurin. There's a lot of niggas on this roster that they got in trades. And the last time I checked, the number one option on this team is Tyrese Halliburton, a nigga that they got through a trade. So I don't want to make it seem like, yo, you gonna get everything through the draft and everything is gonna work. A lot of this,
you got to get some free agents.
GM got a GM, bro. GM got a GM.
Yeah, a GM
definitely.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I'm gonna stay on that point. A GM got a GM, bro. Like a GM got to make the money trades that he know that's gonna work out systematically for the team.
But hold on. Listen,
everything about free agency, I'm ignoring that.
No. Let's stay with Easy and Leaves. Let's stay with what you just said, Easy. And again, they traded Sabonis a big. They paired the bigs. They paired Miles Turner, and they see it didn't work.
Sabonis. Yep.
And then they got Tyrese Halliburton, obviously a point guard, but not just any point guard. The quote-unquote overrated point guard who was averaging shy of a double-double, went for a span of like 30 games where he was averaging like fucking 25 and 11. Just out there straight hooping. Only, and I'm going to say this, and I was going to do it on Player's Choice tomorrow. The only one I seen repping him hard was Ron on PC on Player's Choice.
Yeah,
he
Ron
was the one that was
repping
him the
like
most. He was the I'm telling you,
Ron on PC like him too. Yeah, he does.
When that's the first fan I could think of that was just saying, "Yo, Halliburton, he that guy, he the truth." Yeah, so on, yada yada, whoop-de whoop. He was always repping him. So again, shout out to him. But case in point is, what I was trying to say to y'all, where y'all was going back and forth. Because there ain't no right or wrong until after the playoffs, after the finals. The Pacers right now, regardless of what who gets the credit, they up 2-0 on the road.
Hold on, Breeze. On
a 64-win team.
Hold on, Breeze. Let me ask you a question.
And they going back home.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Right. Remember the year that the Pacers took the Cavs to 7 games, right? That was Domas, that was Lance Stevenson, that was the whole crew right there. They took the Cavs.
You talking about the Victor Oladipo team?
The Victor Oladipo.
You talking about that Oladipo team? Yeah.
The Oladipo, the Domantas Sabonis team right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Breeze.
Yeah.
As a GM, nobody answered except for Breeze. Breeze, as a GM, would you have traded Domas Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton at the time?
If I see Sabonis and Miles Turner not spelling wins for us.
You just took the Cavs to
listen.
games.
Hold on. Easy. I want you to remember, keep this in mind that they had Mark Jackson. So the franchise itself, no excellent guard play, whether it be Reggie Miller or Mark Jackson or whatever. They had success with guard play, the franchise.
Yep,
so maybe they say, you know
that's
what?
True.
Maybe going the big man route ain't for us, and we need to go back to what worked for us, and that was having a great backcourt. You know what I'm saying? So
you can win with a great backcourt. You can win.
Well, I will say that they was making the conference finals a lot with PG, bro. Like in the PG era.
Yeah. Paul George was leading them
So
niggas
it wasn't
to
like he was.
countless Eastern Conference
So it wasn't
finals.
like you was marathon of fucking
But Paul George is
success.
more like a winner, right?
You still get
Paul
into the
George is a win,
dance.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still get into the dance. But what I will say is, bro, like you could call him overrated, you could call him underrated, call him whatever
No, he
you
was
want.
a good player with
No.
the Pacers.
I'm talking about somebody else. I'm gonna get to my soliloquy. Call him overrated or underrated, however you want. Tyrese Halliburton is in the driver's seat and on his way to another to second straight conference finals.
Because of him.
In 2 years.
Because of him, though.
And it's
That's impressive. That's impressive.
That's very impressive, and that's very impressive. And they most likely
gonna the game winner.
They most likely gonna get their ass kicked, bro. Like
but that's still impressive by his means, by what we see.
Listen. It's again, what overrated player or the deserved flower player that get the rebound off the miss, get us ISO, and then score a big three
Tyrese Halliburton.
Steph
He led his team in rebounds tonight. Steph don't do that. No, you don't.
Steph Curry.
I never seen it from Steph.
Bro.
Look at the company, even if it is.
This man.
I never seen this.
This man leave for called Steph 2022 championship run Mickey because people got hurt. But we giving this token pass to Indiana Pacers, bro. What's going on?
We know Steph is a great player.
No, this is crazy work, bro.
No, Steph is a great player.
That's crazy work, right?
That Warriors one was
You getting it all wrong. First off, the Warriors was up 2-1 on the Grizzlies when Jordan Poole grabbed his knee, bro. Y'all didn't need to do that.
You hear this?
Y'all didn't need to do that, bro. Like that was unnecessary.
Do you hear this, bro?
Bro. Yeah, it's a common knowledge. We all know that somehow, some way, that Zaza Pachulia ended up in the game against Kawhi Leonard when he had y'all niggas down 25 points. We all saw it, bro. So don't make it seem like it's purpose versus listen, these niggas.
You had a nigga on the team on player choice come up and say, "Yo, that was just game one, nigga. We crushing y'all niggas, bro." The nigga on the team said it, bro.
Please stop. Please stop.
This crazy ass narrative of
please. First off, it wasn't just game one. Let me speak.
ESPN media fucking GM up, bro.
No, this is not ESPN. This is not ESPN. I thought this
game one, bro. Game one. So game one decided the whole series.
Hold up. If you really want to be technical, the Spurs was beating y'all ass the whole season. With KD in the lineup. So what are you talking about? So let's not go there. So like that Spurs team was legitimate. They won 60-something games. It was a legitimate team.
I wasn't saying they're not legitimate, bro. But you're talking about they about to win the series off of game one because they was up 25 in the third.
Bruh, they was beating them niggas. That was y'all only challenge that season. The next year, bro, the Houston Rockets had y'all 3-2. And Chris Paul,
I ain't gonna lie.
Chris Paul
that opening night game. That season.
They beat the shit out of y'all.
Niggas, the Spurs did but I'm not saying no.
With the Warriors all season long.
They were, but I'm not saying just because they were thinking game one that they would have won the series. But what I'm saying is it definitely would have been a lot closer if Kawhi wasn't injured.
That version of Kawhi. Hold up, just to let you know,
Kawhi was cooking.
That was the best version of Kawhi.
It was.
And you know what? The only version of Kawhi that was better than that. 2 years later, when he finally got his fucking revenge on that same sorry ass fucking team that y'all was crying that was hurt.
Niggas got hurt.
Yeah. Niggas. So y'all took him out in 2017. He got his revenge in 2019. Oh, and by the way, that season when he was on the Raptors, they was beating y'all ass in the regular season too, nigga. So please stop. Kawhi was owning you niggas. Please.
Hold on, y'all.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Easy.
We going off the regular season.
Don't do it. I'll bring Bobby up in here and fuck it all up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hold on. Time out, y'all. Time out. Hold on. Unfortunately, I gotta cut it short, man. I can't do 2 hours right now, but we did get a whole solid hour of content in, man. Shout out to Leaf, Easy. This is JTV. Shout out to Scott. Shout out to LM. You know what I'm saying? We did come back for part 2. Ultimately, like I said, the title is a statement. I'm gonna have to debate that. I know I am, but it is what it is. Shout out to the Nets fans. We the best fans. We're gonna be back with more content really soon. These playoffs is really great. So player one, I don't appreciate that violation. I ain't letting that shit slide. I see you got Cam Thomas in the Nick fan jersey and the Nick jersey and your avatar. I don't think that shit is funny. The people
That's highly
got,
disrespectful.
yeah. I'm gonna have to put him on timeout for that.
How the fuck would that happen?
Whoa.
You know, I'm ending the stream, you know what I'm saying? But I had to put him on timeout for him putting Cam Thomas in the Nick.
Bro, that's a 24-hour ban, bro. Hold on, bro.
Nah, no, it's not. Cole Smith came back on
Cam
the next.
Thomas is in the Nets. Cam Thomas in the Nets jersey.
Yeah,
Nah, that's nasty. I mean, the Knicks jersey. That's crazy.
He was in the tangerine jersey, bro. I don't approve of that at all.
I told you about the
that's
fans.
nasty work.
I told you.
He ain't had to do that. He took it too far, man.
I told
I mean,
you
he said
fans.
the last vid he put a comment saying Cam to the Knicks for Cam Payne. I thought he was going to take him out for that.
Work, bro. That is
he said he had Cam Johnson over Cam Thomas, bro. I was like, yo, bro, you sickening right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just on timeout though. He'll be back next stream.
But that's that Knicks fan thing.
Yeah,
Knicks,
you know what I'm saying.
What it is.
If the Knicks had lost, then he could have maybe. But nah, they won.
Them niggas better pray for a win tonight.
Yo, you see?
I can't take that type of trolling.
If
right
Knicks
now.
Knicks don't got enough picks to get Cam Thomas.
Look,
if it took 6 to get McHale, they're gonna need at least 12.
Nigga said 12.
I'm out of here.
I'm saying if you going by the McHale standard, you know what I mean?
I'm not going by the McHale standard. Nigga said 12. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
We gonna have to give up all our picks for Cam.
Listen, man. Yo, man. Shout to you know what I'm saying, player one. He'll be back next stream. No fans were hurt during this stream. Nets fans are the best.
I was hurt. I heard some bullshit.
They got later, y'all. Peace.
All right,